Nobody was supposed to read it. For 17 years, while managing the largest empire in human history, Marcus Aurelius kept a private journal. Written in Greek, not his native Latin, so it would be harder to read. Personal, hidden. It was never titled. It was never dedicated to anyone. There is no audience in the writing, no performance. He called it To Himself. We call it Meditations. Marcus Aurelius became Roman Emperor in 161 AD, not by birth but by adoption. His predecessor, Antoninus Pius, had no sons, so he chose Marcus, a young man who spent his time studying philosophy instead of practicing power. Rome thought they were getting a distracted scholar. They got something rarer, a philosopher who never forgot he was also responsible for the lives of millions. The reign of Marcus Aurelius lasted 19 years. 17 of those years were spent at war. The Parthian Empire in the east, Germanic tribes pushing across the Danube, plague sweeping through the empire, killing millions. And through all of it, Marcus wrote. Not about military strategy, not about taxation or trade. He wrote about anger, about how to respond to insults, about the nature of time, about accepting death. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. He lost several children to disease. He watched his empire weakened by the Antonine plague. Historians now believe it was smallpox, killing up to 5 million people. He watched his co-emperor, Lucius Verus, die. He was betrayed by his most trusted general. And through all of it, the journal continued. He wrote in the mornings, before the day's crises arrived. He wrote reminders to himself. He wrote arguments against his own impatience. He wrote instructions for treating people who had hurt him. Begin the morning by saying to yourself, I shall meet with the busybody, the ungrateful, arrogant, deceitful, envious, unsocial. He was not writing for history. He was writing to stay sane. Marcus Aurelius never conquered new territory. He spent his entire reign defending what already existed, stopping the disintegration of civilization, holding the borders, keeping the world running while everything around him fell apart. He was also deeply aware of his own impermanence. He wrote about emperors who came before him, Augustus, Hadrian, Antoninus, and noted how even the most powerful men became nothing more than stories, then dust, then not even that. The universe is transformation. Life is opinion. When he died in 180 AD at the frontier, probably from the same plague that had followed him for years, his private journal was somehow preserved. Nobody knows exactly how, but 19 centuries later, it sits in every major bookstore on earth. A man writing to himself, to no one, accidentally writing something that would outlast his empire, his successors, his entire civilization. He believed in the Stoic idea that there are things within your control and things outside it. Your opinions, your choices, your reactions. Those are yours. Everything else, weather, other people's behavior, fortune, death, those are not yours. attach to them and suffer. Let them go and be free. He believed that you could be powerful and humble, that you could rule an empire and still sit in the dark and ask whether you were living correctly. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Marcus Aurelius had every tool of empire at his disposal: armies, laws, wealth beyond measure. And he chose philosophy. He chose self-examination. He chose the written word addressed to no one. His reign is remembered as the last great era of Roman prosperity. His successors would descend into chaos. The Western Empire would eventually fall. But the journal survived, to himself, and now to everyone.